Liberia, Charles Taylor, testifying. As you can see, Naomi Campbell. These pictures, according to court rules, are on a 30-minute delay. Let's listen to what's going on.
Did you tell her it was a large diamond?
No, I did not tell the size of the diamonds. I don't believe I even told them how many. I don't believe I even showed them.
Now, the other reason I'm asking you that question is this. Carol White, in interview notes dated the 13th of May of this year, told the prosecutors this. The witness does not recall if Miss Campbell told anyone in the guest house about the diamonds. Now this. But knowing Miss Campbell, she feels it unlikely she would have kept it to herself. That is, you're the kind of person who's going to come down to breakfast, just like Mia Farrow said, and start boasting about the gift. Do you follow?
I understand. I'm someone that lives my life, but I'm not about showing what I have.
Now, does it surprise you that both Mia Farrow and Carol White appear to be adopting this same attitude towards you, that you're this boastful individual?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Why not?
I mean, I have no criticism of either one of them, but I'm not, I mean, what they have to say is what they have to say. You really have to ask them.
Well, the reason why I'm asking you is this, you see, and I promise you, it is not my intention to venture into the legal dispute between you and Carol White. But listen to this. Again, from the notes of Carol White's interview with the prosecution. The witness is currently in litigation against Miss Campbell over a contract dispute. The witness did not even know Mr. Taylor was on trial until her attorney, in the breach of contract matter, contacted her back in January or February after seeing something in the news about Naomi Campbell and a blood diamond. He asked the witness if she knew anything about that, and the witness told him the story of what had happened. Now this. He, that is the lawyer, urged her, that is Carol White, to come forward because it might be important. Now, why do you think this story about alleged diamonds in South Africa might be important to this woman who is suing you?
Well, for obvious reasons, which I don't want to speak about here, and I will leave it to the courts in New York to deal with.
But Miss Campbell, it's quite clear. This is...
Well, you can read between the lines, yes.
This is a woman who has a powerful motive to lie about you.
It's someone I trusted and worked with, and someone I no longer trust and no longer work with.
Someone, you were nodding your head earlier, but the nod doesn't appear on the transcript. This is someone with a powerful motive to lie about you.
Correct.
Now, I want to give you the opportunity, Miss Campbell, because perhaps you have never seen they're not statements, the accounts given by either Mia Farrow or Carol White. So let me just take a moment with you. And let's start first of all with Carol White's account. As I say, this interview was conducted with her on the 13th of May of this year in London. She first of all sets out the nature of her relationship with you. Witness first met Naomi Campbell when Miss Campbell was 19 years old.
Mr. Griffiths, where are you reading from?
I'm reading from the interview notes it's not in my cross-examination bundle. This is part of the disclosure this is an annex to the application made by the prosecution for leave to call 3 additional rebuttal witnesses.
Well, go ahead, please.
Witness first met Naomi Campbell when Miss Campbell was 19 years old, and the witness became her agent from approximately 1992 until 2006, when they began working together. Miss Campbell's home agency was Elite Model Management in New York. The witness was with Elite Premier Agency in London and worked very hard to promote Miss Campbell, becoming the biggest billing agent in the world for her and what is known in the industry as her mother agent. The two women became quite close over the years, and the witness often traveled with Miss Campbell, even if the job was another agent's job, acting a bit like a chaperone to Miss Campbell. One such trip was to South Africa for the inauguration of the Blue Train, which was similar to the Orient Express in South Africa, traveling from Pretoria to Cape Town. Miss Campbell was invited by President Nelson Mandela to ride the train to help raise funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. Miss Campbell did a lot of work for the Children's Fund and became a member, which meant she gave $50,000 a year to the fund. Is that correct?
That's correct, plus fundraising.
Thank you. The witness and Miss Campbell flew into Johannesburg for the event. They stayed at the presidential guest house in Pretoria before the train trip. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So she was staying in the same building?
She was staying like 2 doors down from my room.
And then the witness goes on to describe the premises, which I need not bother with, and mentions that there were guards in dress uniform during the day. And then this. That night, Mr. Mandela had a dinner at the guest house, which the witness and Miss Campbell attended. Also in attendance was Charles Taylor. The witness remembers being told by Miss Campbell that Gracia Michelle, Mr. Mandela's future wife, was annoyed that Charles Taylor was invited to the dinner. The witness was fairly certain that Miss Michelle did not attend the dinner. Now, did you tell Carol White that Nelson Mandela's wife was annoyed that Charles Taylor had been invited to the dinner?
No, I did not. That's something I wouldn't know, and I don't believe that happened.
Because you'd never met the man before, had you?
No.
You knew nothing at all about him?
I didn't know who he was, and I don't think that someone would discuss that with Carol White.
And quite bluntly, Carol White is lying about this, isn't she?
Well, I'm closer to them, and I didn't know. I'm not sure how she would know that.
But you didn't tell her that, did you?
No, I did not.
Then this. The witness remembers that there were probably about 8 to 10 people sitting at their table at the dinner. Mr. Taylor sat next to Miss Campbell. Is that true?
No, I remember Mr. Jones was next to me, and he was on the other side of Mr. Jones, and I was on my right, Mr. Mandela.
Mr. Taylor sat next to Miss Campbell. On Miss Campbell's other side was one of Mr. Taylor's government officials, perhaps his defense minister, but the witness was not sure. So she's got you sandwiched between Charles Taylor and a member of his entourage, not between Nelson Mandela and Quincy Jones.
That's not where I sat. I sat next to Mr. Mandela.